Hey everybody, it's Greg Rice. We're here in the bucket. That's Pawtucket, Rhode Island. And I was speaking with Angela Boggs the other day. Angela just opened our Nexus Phoenix location. And I said, Angela, when she started, we know property management, but we don't know Arizona. And she said, Greg, that's perfect because I know Arizona, but I don't know or care to know all of the back of the house logistics, software, marketing, advertisement. I don't want to get involved with that. I just want to manage property and I want to do it efficiently. So that's why we matched. That's why we make sense. And she said, Greg, there's 4 things going on right now in Arizona that I want you to make a video about and let the audience, let the general public know what the status quo is and how terrible and poor of a performance it's providing in terms of property management. And the number one thing, in my opinion, from her 4 bullet points right here is that the management companies are hours away from the properties that they manage. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. We have a rule at Nexus, 30 minutes or less. 30 minutes or less. And I've had people, they're 31, they're 32 minutes away. And I said, I'm sorry, but we cannot provide the level of service that we expect of ourselves if you're outside of that range. So for companies to be 2-3 hours away in other states sometimes, how would you feel good about that? So when you go with Angela and you go with Nexus Phoenix, you're going to know that if something happens, right, a water main break, the house is flooding, the house is on fire, whatever it may be, we're going to be able to get one of our technicians there ASAP, less than a half hour, no matter what time of day, no matter what day it is, we're going to be able to get there. And frankly, I don't know how companies out there are getting by with that. And the second point, which piggybacks on this, is that the owners can't trust the quotes, the maintenance, the turnovers, because these companies don't even know the property. Maybe they've been there one time just when the tenant left and they're sending you a bill for $20,000. There's no intimacy with that property. There's no backstory. There's no experience there, if they're even going there at all. Some companies are subcontracting photos and videos to other people so they don't have to go there and then making a quote based on that third party's photo. Super sloppy, okay? And you can rest assured, again, Angela and her team will go out there in person, onboard this property, get to see what's going on, get to know the details, because every property is different. They're like people. They all have their quirks, their nooks, their crannies, and they need personalized attention. So it's crazy to me that these companies could be hours away and then be sending you quotes for 4 or 5 figures, never having been there themselves. Point 3, also piggybacking, is that these companies are so poorly managed that they cannot retain staff. Okay, another complaint Angela brought forth is that I've had too many managers, people will say. Too many account clerks that are in charge of my property, and every 3 to 6 months, there's a new person. A new person is in charge of my account. And do they know the backstory of the last person? Did they translate the property's history? Right? Just like a car, your records. Did those get carried forward? Most likely not. Usually when people quit or get fired, they could care less. They're not going to sit there and make sure that the new employee gets onboarded correctly. So that's a deficiency. They're so poorly managed, they can't even keep staff, and in turn, you and your property are the ones that are paying that price. And the last point of contact, I don't even know who I'm talking to, is the complaint. She said people are getting emails, property owners are getting emails from people they don't even know. They're using virtual assistants to manage those properties. And again, those virtual assistants are just to keep their costs down so that the company's more profitable. But again, these assistants have never been to the property. Do they even have property management experience? Do they have their real estate license? Have they ever owned a rental property? Do they know the tenant? It just seems that on the West Coast, people are trying to maximize profits and minimize service. And we're all here to make profit, right? We need to put food on our tables. But it's not at the expense of customer service and quality of service. And Angela is underneath our radar. We're watching. Okay? Not like a hawk. We're not micromanaging the heck out of her, but we're making sure that she's upholding Nexus standards and the level of service that our clients have been accustomed to for a decade now. Because if she fails or if she provides poor service, then that reflects negatively upon us. And we don't want that. And we don't want that for you. So the benefits of our franchise model is that there's balanced and transparent accountability throughout all parties. From here all the way to here, we are all invested equally to make sure that everybody's doing the right thing and everybody's giving quality, A+ effort at all times. So just a piece of advice and a tidbit of information when you make your decision on who to select to manage your property, we highly recommend that you consider Angela Boggs of Nexus Phoenix. Okay, once again, Greg Rice here in the bucket. I'm 3,000 miles away telling you what to do here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Your property managed.